YouTube live instead. But yeah, I'd be happy to have you over there if you want to join me for a 45-minute flow. Just holding some space here for a second. Hey there from the couch. My little Robin Hood is not joining me tonight. Tuesday, people. Oh man, it's been literally a riding of waves over and over and over again every single day. If you're loading onto YouTube or if you're here, let me know who you are because I can't see your name. That's, again, the only thing I'm not in love with about the platform, but it works. So, yay. And if you have any requests, feel free to shoot them in. I think I just totally fudged up my hair. What? No, from the front, it's so bad. All right, you guys. See you later, Instagram. Be happy to have you hop on. You can always catch the YouTube reloaded up at any time after the live thing. But I love having you guys live because it just feels more like a class to me, and I hope you guys feel that way too. So yeah, see you later, Instagram. Okay. And thank you guys for joining. My name, oh yes. Hi up, Barbie. All the way over in Florida. Okay. Well, just a little recap. Last week was my birthday. Pushed those balloons out of the way, but they're kind of still in the shot, but that's all right. We'll just move this out of the shot. Yeah, and it's been an amazing week. And for the first time today, I was able to hop into the ocean since quarantine, which was amazing. And yeah, it gave me inspiration for this class. So welcome to the Slow Flow. I want this one to be more about riding the waves, not just the actual ocean, but the waves of life, the emotions that flow in and out throughout our bodies, honestly, and throughout our minds. We are always transitioning from thought to thought to thought to thought to thought. I think some of the problems that we end up having just as humans is we latch on to the certain thoughts. We latch on to the certain beliefs that sometimes end up holding us back. It's interesting that you can ride these waves over and over and over again. Sometimes end up or feel like you're ending up in the same place and you kind of feel stuck. But again, this practice is about feeling your way through it all. And physically speaking, just being really mindful of how your body is today. For example, my shoulders are feeling a little beat up from just practicing and the weekend. But we are going to be doing a little bit of upper body mobility, strength, again, a little bit of lower body mobility and strength. So it's all in there. All right. We're going to hop over onto our mats. And if you do like to use Spotify, I'm going to go off playlist Flow 27. And we're going to start on that right now. And for the beginning posture, have your 2 blocks ready. We're going to start on our backs. And once you arrive on your back, get comfortable. Okay, you could always stick some blocks underneath your knees or even underneath your hips if that feels like something you want for today. I'm just going to leave mine up at the top. But start to get cozy. Sneak your glutes out from underneath you so you can feel your sacrum root into the ground. Leave your hands down by your sides. Let your lower back melt, your upper back melt. Let your shoulders just shuffle away from your ears for a second. Feel the length all the way out through your neck, and even while you're on the floor, Just feel your spine start to get longer. Take a breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Do that one again. Deep breath in. Fill up your lungs. Open mouth exhale to let go. One more here. Full breath in. Exhale. Let yourself soften down. Keep your jaw unclenched. Imagine all the little lines in your face smoothing out with every breath. Feel the length on both inhale and exhale to match. But if you're looking for more of this rest and relaxation, just to tune in a little deeper, try drawing out your exhale longer than your inhale. And instead of tracking your thoughts, start to leave them. Focus on your breath. Maybe even notice throughout your work day, your school day, that your body naturally wants to take a deep sigh when you feel stressed out, overwhelmed, anxious, or even excited. Just take one more note of how your body feels on the mat, just right now. Take note of any other place that might need extra attention, a little extra love. Be mindful of it. Or sometimes I like to say bodyful. Be bodyful instead of all up in your head about what your body is feeling like. Take one more breath. And use your breath in to reach your arms all the way up overhead. Stretch out through your toes. Feel your ribs lift up and off the mat, especially your back body ones. And when you breathe out, bring your arms down by your sides. Bend your knees. Bring your heels in a little bit closer to your glutes. You can pick up your hips and just tuck your tailbone up so that your low back smashes in a little bit. Plug your knees in towards your chest. Rock around left to right. Feel into your back body. Feel your hips out. And you can hold on to your legs, even hold on behind. Start to rock and roll up and down your spine. So feel this curling in of your chin towards your chest to help you get some momentum. You can go slow, taking it one vertebrae at a time if you can. And then once you come up onto your seat, I want you to find a really tall sitting position. So rock forward so that you're more on top of your sits bones than behind them. And then take a lean back. You want to feel like you're in that lawn chair at the beach, but without slouching. Right? Keep your heart up. You're just unhinging from your hips. If you like to use a block to squeeze in between your inner thighs, you can hold on to that. But give yourself this energy towards your center. Feel your belly button come in towards your spine. You can leave your hands out in front of you. You can keep them behind you. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Maybe lean back a little bit more so that your feet can come in and you can pick them up. And really squeeze your block in towards your center if you have that. Notice if you're starting to slouch into your low back. Remember, this time you're going to pick up your chest. Keep reaching your hands forward. Take your chin off your chest. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Hug your block a little tighter. Hands in towards your heart center. Breathe in. Exhale, just twist your shoulders gently to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist a little bit towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Squeeze your block. Exhale, twist it over to the right. Inhale, back to your middle. Exhale, twist towards your left. Good. Take a big inhale. Sit yourself up really tall. Exhale, let your feet come down. You can fold yourself over, remove the block if you have it. Do a little forward fold just to shake out your back, shake out your head. You can rock left to right if you need to. And take a breath in, restack your spine, lifting your heart and your chin off your chest. Take your feet in, slide them over to the side, come onto all fours. Okay, so from the side, you want your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips over your knees, tuck your toes under. And I want you to take a roll of your shoulders down and away from your ears. Push down into the ground as much as you can. And just like you did when you were on your back, notice if you're feeling like the low back is smashing out or if it's arching a little bit too much. Find somewhere in the middle where your upper body feels engaged, your lower body feels engaged through your core. Okay, keep this strength in your shoulders and step your right leg back. Make it really long. And keep pushing out through your heel and then try matching it with your left leg. Coming into your plank pose. Take a breath in and a big breath out. See if you can rock forward and back a little bit on your toes. Starting to warm up your shoulders a little bit more. Keep spreading out through your fingers. Push the ground away a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can drop down one knee at a time. Try this little move where you let your heart sink all the way down in between your arms. Okay, and then you're going to push the ground away again. So you feel this lift of your back. And again, just keep your elbows straight, squeeze your triceps, and then try pushing the ground away again so you feel this lift. That's a retraction, like you're trying to pinch your back skin on the backside. And then when you breathe out, you feel that big space and big doming through your upper back. One more time from the side, you can see, sink in, and then push all the way back out. Okay, keep that push out. That's a protraction. Step your right leg again, followed by your left. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Shift forward. Your knees can touch down if you need to. Lower yourself all the way down to the earth so that you're on your belly. Lay the tops of your feet flat. Reach your arms back behind you. Roll your shoulder heads down and away from your ears. Keep squeezing your legs. Take a breath in and lift up your heart as if you're on a surfboard, right? You're trying to lift your chest up. Reach your fingertips back behind you. Keep your chin off your chest. Deep inhale. Exhale to release it down. Again, tone up your legs. Keep them far apart if you have any low back compression. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Exhale, fold it all the way back down. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, maybe a little bit lower than your shoulder heads. Pinch your elbows in tight together. Breathe in, push into your hands, lift up your chest. Let's go medium height. And exhale, lower your spine back down like a roll. And then you can slide your hands down a little bit further, your torso, right? Hug in towards your center. Breathe in, push all the way up into your hands. Lift up your heart. You can keep your thighs down on the floor. You roll the shoulder heads back. You can find a little space for your triceps if you need to. Okay, if you leave your thighs down on the floor, try looking over your right shoulder. And if you can peek for your left foot, maybe you summon your left foot up towards your shoulders. And you can drop it back down. Feel the stretch in your belly and in the front of your thigh. Look over your left shoulder. See if you can keep your heart facing forward. So the rotation's coming from your cervical spine. Then maybe kick your right leg up. Notice what changes, what shifts. Return it back to the floor. Take your head back to the center. Push into the tops of your feet. Lift up your thighs. Take a big breath in through your belly. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Roll over your feet. Take your first downward dog of this practice. You bend into one knee at a time. Pedaling out slow. Pushing into your palms. Finding the space all the way through your arms. Underneath your shoulders, through your waistline. Bending your knees if that feels better for your hamstrings so that it can help lengthen out your low back. Feel into your ankles, your calves, the fronts of your ankles. And then think about lifting your kneecaps without sacrificing the space you have in your spine. And take a breath in, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Keep pressing your heart and your belly back towards your legs. Inhale, straighten out your legs. Exhale, lower down your heels. Try again. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, lift your hips up, up, up. Exhale, soften your heels down. Last one together. Keep pushing into your palms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Inhale, fly your hips high. Exhale, lower your heels down. Good. Breathe in. Lift yourself forward. Come to that high plank position again. The shoulders should be feeling pretty warm already, but let's walk your feet out so that they're about a little wider than hip width or shoulder width distance apart. Start to push down as much as you can through your hands. Lower your feet over to the left. So the outer edge of your left foot will go down. Instep of your right will go down. Push so much into your left hand. You can start to reach your right arm up towards the sky for a modified side plank. If your left knee needs to come down to help you support your shoulder and your core, feel free to take that variation as well. Okay, chin off your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower your right hand down. You can come back to that widened plank position, going slow on your knees if you need to. Then try on the other side. Just tiptoe your feet over to the right. So you have an outer edge of your right foot down, inner edge of your left foot down. Start to rotate your chest so that it's facing the left side of your mat. Reach your left hand all the way up. You want this nice bone stacking, shoulders over wrists. Your left wrist is over your face. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower it down into your plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift up your hips. Inhale, fly your heels up, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees, start to walk it all the way up towards the top of your mat. Using your blocks if you need to. Inhale, find a halfway lift, energize your back body. Exhale, fold it down. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale and fold. Let's hook onto your elbows and your shoulders. Do a gentle sway left to right. Feeling into your back body again. So important as it connects to your shoulders too. Catch your breath. Riding it like a wave. And come back to center. Release your hands down to the ground. Bend into your knees. Slowly start to rise up one vertebrae at a time. Feel that slow stacking. Again, it's like a wave. It's unrolling. Take a breath in. Reach high to the sky. Exhale, hands in towards your heart space. Close your eyes. Think about one thought that you would like to release during this practice. Maybe it's a thought, a belief, something that isn't serving you anymore. Take a breath in. Exhale out of your mouth to release it. And maybe pull onto a thought that will serve you, which is that being here is more important than following your thoughts. Maybe that's a little, but all it means is that presence is the name of the game. Yeah, finding importance in the now. Take one more breath in to seal that intention. Take an open mouth exhale, let it go. Good, inhale, open your eyes, shoot your hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, dive yourself down with a soft bend to your knees. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Think heart forward, hands can stay light on your legs. Exhale, fold your spine down. Then push through your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up towards the sky. Find this big reach through your legs and your arms and your waist. Exhale, thumbs in towards your heart space. One more half sun out. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale, lead open with your heart, soft bend to your knees. Inhale, lift your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, root to rise, push through your feet, reach wide. See your hands touch together. Exhale, thumbs in towards your heart space. And take a breath in, lift up your chest. Exhale, sit down low into a chair. So with your feet about hip width distance apart or together, you're gonna squeeze your knees together if you have your feet like that. Reach your arms back behind you. And just like you did when you were sitting on your glutes, right? This is basically boat pose, but standing on your feet. Find that lift of your chest, neutral low back, so your belly button is drawn up and in. I want you to imagine if you even take your hands to your ribs, If you can wrap your fingers around the front and your thumbs around the back. See if you can find your breath here. Inhaling into your hands. Exhaling, feeling it all compress down. Belly button in. Take one more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper before you breathe in. Rise all the way up. Release your hands. Take a full extended reach overhead. Exhale, dive yourself down. Hands can come through heart center if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, heart up. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Plant your hands down. Step it to your plank. Okay, pause right there. Still, again, working on that shoulder strength and mobility. We want to stay up on our toes, or you can always lower down into your knees. Take your chin off your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows backwards. Come just about halfway down. If your shoulders dip past your elbows, you've gone too far for your shoulder slowing you down, right? And then inhale, take that lift of your chest. We want to just protect the fronts of the shoulders here. So keep pulling your shoulder heads back. Curl your toes under. Exhale, push into your hands, downward facing dog. You take a breath in, lift your right leg high to the sky, and notice if you start to bend into your left elbow. Can you push out really strong through your left side and your right side? Notice if your right toes are flaring open to the side. Try lifting up through your inner thigh to point them down. Take a big breath in, stay heavy in your left heel. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest, and try to step your foot as far forward as you can. If you can't get your foot all the way through to the middle of your hands, that's okay. You can just use your blocks and help step it forward a little bit, or you can use your hand to help it shuffle along. Okay, let's keep your back heel lifted up and bend into your right leg. Keep pulling your heart forward. Your left hand can stay down onto the block. Right? Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. So feeling that same stack that you did when you were in your side plank, but you feel this twist in your spine. Maybe you feel a little bit of your outer right hip. Glue down your big toe on the right side. I want you to feel the lift of your left knee and kneecap. Take a big breath in. Exhale and lower your right hand back down. Lower your left heel down and spin it all the way over so that the outer edge of your foot is parallel with the back end of your mat. You can keep your right hand down for support. Inhale, use your left arm to come all the way up into your warrior two. So from the front, we have a heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Sink down into your hips. Keep driving your right thigh to go pretty much parallel with the earth. And bring your arms again parallel with the earth as well. Okay. Push out through your outer left foot. Keep squeezing your arms. Notice if you're leaning towards the past or reaching for the future. Settle back into your present. Okay, take a breath in and a breath out. Release your hands to your hips. I want you to straighten out your right leg and keeping your feet exactly where they are, bend your left knee. So that's your back knee. And if you keep your right toes on the floor, maybe you feel this stretch through the top of your ankle, top of your foot. You don't have to bend it very far. Notice what happens too if you start to lean your hips back. So it's almost like a lateral lunge. Maybe you feel a little bit more of your right inner thigh. And start to straighten your left leg out again. Exhale and bend back into your front knee. And this time, instead of keeping your shoulders over your hips, I want you to push your hips out. Lean your heart forward, bend into your right knee. So maybe you start to feel a little bit of your right inner thigh. Okay, this is modified yoga. Inhale and start to lift up your chest, get your tailbone underneath you. Exhale, bend back into your left leg, shoot your hips back again, heart forward. Inhale to lift up your heart. Exhale, bend into your right knees, take your hips out. Left leg stays straight. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bend into your left knee. And inhale, come back up straight. Exhale and bend into both of your knees. So this kind of feels a little wonky, especially with the right toes facing forward at the top of your mat. But it just is a different variation of a goddess pose, right? So instead of having both sets of toes pointing out, heels in, we're having one facing directly in the front and one out to the side so that your feet are still in a perpendicular shape. Let's slide your hands all the way down towards your thighs. Let your heart sink in between your legs. Take a breath in. When you breathe out, dip your right shoulder down. Notice what you feel on your left foot. Can you keep driving your left big toe into the ground? And inhale and come back to center. Exhale, twist it the other way. Left shoulder dips. Keep sinking your hips down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, come back to the middle. Exhale, lower your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to the middle. Sink down into your hips just a little bit more. And then push all the way through your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands reach overhead as you straighten out your legs. Exhale, your hands can come to your hips to start. And I'll stay in the side position showing you here. Your legs will walk in a little bit more so that you're about 3 feet apart. Okay, and then take one of your blocks. You can leave it up at the front. Take a breath in. Arms come back to the horizon. Exhale, just shift your hips back as if someone was pulling your right hip backwards. You start to lean your chest forward. And then take that tilt all the way down. So your right hand can land on your block or on top of your shin. Keep reaching long through your left arm so you get this big stacking again of your limbs. All the way from your right wrist. Stay light on that hand if you can as you feel your left obliques turn on for you. Keep your legs turned on too, lifting up through the kneecaps. Chin off your chest. And play with what shape actually feels better for your neck. You can look up towards your top hand if that feels okay. You can stay there. You can look forward or look down. Take one more breath in and a breath out. Squeeze your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Stay with legs straight. Reach your right arm all the way up towards the sky. Feel that stretch out through your right side. You can even push your hips forward with your left hand if that feels okay. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down to frame your right foot. Okay, you can lift up your left heel, bend into your right knee so you're sinking down into your lunge again. Plant your palms down intentionally right underneath your shoulders. Keep scooching your left toes back behind you if you need to. Inhale and lift your right leg back to your plank. Exhale, lower down just about halfway. Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows hug in. Inhale, lift up your chest. Keep your thighs fluttering high if you can. Exhale, lift up your hips. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Gathering your breath. In and out through your nose. Settling into this home shape. Inhale and lift up your left leg. Again, notice if you pushed all your weight over into your right side, can you try balancing yourself out, straightening out your right arm as best as you can. Lift up through your inner left leg, toes point towards the ground. Keep squeezing your right quad. Take a breath in. Exhale, hug your knee in towards your chest. See how far forward you can land your foot. And if you need to get that help and that shuffle, that's okay. Bring one block underneath your right hand. You can turn it out even if that feels okay for you. Sink down low into your hips so that there's a 90-degree bend in your left leg. Inhale, reach your left arm high to the sky. Notice if you're leaning away from your thigh, can you keep your heart close towards your center and keep twisting on this long axis all the way out from your right heel through your crown. Take a breath in. And a breath out, your left hand come down. Lower your right heel down so that your feet land in that perpendicular shape again. Let your right hand lead the way. Inhale, come all the way up into your warrior two shape. Settling in, notice if you need to lengthen out your feet or if you need to shorten it. Okay, pull your belly button up and as you start to push down into your feet, find this little hug in towards your center. So you almost want to bubble up your mat underneath you. You'll feel your inner thighs kicking in for you. Lengthen out your torso right over your hips. Gaze over your front hand. Squeeze your triceps. Remember that rib cage breathing. Take one more here. And then start to straighten out your left leg. Take your hands to your hips as you breathe in. When you breathe out, just bend into your right knee. Keep your left leg straight. Feel the inner thigh opening up on your left side. Notice if you feel anything tricky on your foot or your ankle. And be mindful of it, just cautious. Go with your breath. Keep riding it out. Bend back into your left knee. And remember, we're trying that hip hinge backwards. So it just feels a little different. And you should feel your glutes turn on as well as your quads. Breathing in to stand up straight. Exhale, bend into your back leg. Inhale, kick into your heel to stand. Exhale, bend into your left. Hips hinge backwards. And inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bend into your right leg. Inhale, back up. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, bend into your left leg. Hips jut out. Good. Breathe in and come back to center. Exhale and bend into your right leg, followed by your left leg. Your hands can come towards the insides of your thighs. Don't let your feet move quite yet unless it feels better for you, more balanced to hug your heels in, toes out. Take a breath in. Exhale, dip your right shoulder down. Twist through your spine. Again, like you're twisting on that axis. Breathe in towards your center. Exhale, left shoulder dips down. Inhale, come back to your middle. Exhale one more time to the right. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, left shoulder comes down as you twist to the right. Inhale, find length back in your center. Start to rise all the way up, reach up as you straighten out your legs. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your hips and feel this adjustment out with a shorter stance. Okay, so you're again about 3 feet apart or so. Tighten up your legs, feel the push out through your feet, right? And find this spread through your toes. Take a breath in as your arms reach out wide. Exhale and just shift your hips backwards to the right as you lean your left waistline over your left thigh. Take a breath in. Exhale, tip yourself down. Your hand can come to a block or your shin on the left. Find that tall, extended reach out through your heels and your tailbone to your crown. All the way from your left wrist to your right fingertips. Play with your gaze where you tilt your chin. Notice if your shoulders are starting to round forward on you, can you pull them back across your back? Inhale. Exhale. Good. Tighten up your legs. Breathe in. Rise all the way back up towards the center. You should feel your right obliques help you do that. Good. Exhale to stay. Inhale and reach your left arm all the way up overhead. Push your hips forward if that feels okay for your spine. Take a big belly breath in. Exhale and cartwheel your hands all the way down to the ground. Bend into your left leg. Pick up your right heel. And just move slow here. These transitions, they're just as important as the actual asana or the posture, right? So planting your palms down intentionally, finding that space in your legs and in your core. Pull your belly button up and in before you slide your left foot back. Take a breath. Exhale, shifting forward if you need to. Lower yourself down as you breathe out. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Upward facing dog. Roll your triceps out of the way. Exhale and lift up your hips. Flatten out onto your feet again as best as you can. Your heels don't have to touch, but that's where the energy is going. Take one more breath in. And a smooth breath out. Inhale and just lift your heels, gaze forward a bit. Exhale and soften your knees down to the ground. You can keep your knees wide if that feels okay. Toes come together. Shift your hips back. Find your child's pose. Relax your head down to the ground. You can bring your elbows wide and soften into the tops of your shoulders just for a moment. You can push into your hands and feel that pressure into your hips and the tops of your ankles. Take 3 more here. What feelings are you writing out? What thoughts are you seeing wash away, ebb and flow. Start to walk your hands backwards a little bit so you can start to lift your head. I want you to bring at least one of your blocks out in front of you. If you don't have a block, just use a pillow. This posture, you might be tempted to twist for your back, and you're more than welcome to do that. This one, I want it to be intentionally for the backs of your shoulders and your rotator cuff. So keep your right arm out in front of you and just from the front so you can see. I'm just going to slide my left arm across. I want you to try to keep your sternum face down just like you did in your child's pose. Okay, but then let your forehead come down to the ground. If you need to keep scooching your left arm across over to the right a little bit more, you can play with how high it even goes in front of your face or your chest. But if it stays at about shoulder height, you should feel this nice opening on the back of your shoulder. You can keep reaching out through your right arm or just let it soften down. And take 4 deep breaths here for this side. Let your hips stay heavy on your heels. Maybe you ditch the block after 2 breaths. Last one. Bring your right hand by your face. Inhale to lift your head up. Slide your left shoulder out of there. Plant both of your palms down in front of you. Just feel the difference going right to left, or even rolling your shoulder heads around in circles. Okay, and then try going the other way. And you're feeling this elevation and depression, retraction and protraction of your shoulder blades. And then we'll try the other side. Left arm will come out in front of you. Slide your right arm over and across in front of your chest. And just take your time lowering down with your heart facing the floor. And the more you reach your shoulder head backwards and your fingertips away from your shoulder head, the more you'll feel on the right side. Take 4 right here. Bring your breath up towards your ribs, towards your shoulders. Maybe around your neck. And bring your left hand back by your face. Inhale to lift your head. Take your right arm out from underneath you. Plant it down in front of you. So your hands are back right in front of your shoulders. So they're kind of extended out a bit. Roll your shoulder heads down and back. If it feels better to do that in a tabletop, you're more than welcome to try that. Keep rolling them around a bit, feeling into them, right? What does it feel like to let your heart sink in between your arms and move right to left? And then try even pushing away from the earth and moving right to left. What do you notice in yourself? If your wrists need a stretch, you can sit on your toes, you can sit on your shins and your feet. Just tuck the tops of your hands down and over. The closer you go towards your legs, the less sensation you'll feel. But try letting the tops of your wrists and your hands come all the way down. Your fingertips will be back with your palms face up. If you have them out in front of you a bit, you can lean back more to get this stretch more into the tops of your forearms. And again, just try that shift right to left. Like a gorilla pose. Cool. Settle back into stillness, lean yourself back. You can shake out your wrists if you need to, roll them around. All right. Coming back to your tabletop, let's find your plank again. Push all the way out through your arms. Lengthen one leg out at a time. Take one breath in here and a big breath out as you lift your hips high. Okay, we haven't done this one before together, I don't think, but let's try it. Take a breath in, push out through your arms, lift your right leg up towards your ceiling. Exhale and bring your knee in towards your chest. Try riding your knee all the way over to the left and then stick out your leg as best as you can. And just like you did in that plank from before, lower the instep of your left foot down. Keep pushing out through your right arm. Maybe you get so light on your left hand that you start to push it all the way up towards the sky. You squeeze your legs, push down into your right shoulder. Again, find that big stacking, chin off your chest. Feel your belly stay really strong. Take a breath in, tighten up your legs again. Exhale and lower your left hand down. Pick up your left heel. Slide your right leg up and back again into your three-legged dog. Exhale and lower your foot back down next to your left. Take a breath in. Big breath out. See what happens on this side. Inhale, lift your left leg high back behind you. Straight arms, straight arms. Exhale, curl your knee in towards your chest as you shift forward into your plank. And bring your knee all the way over to your right side. Lengthen out your leg as best as you can out towards the middle of your mat. Lower your right instep down. Push down through your left shoulder and your hand. Take a breath in as you reach your right arm up towards the sky. It's kind of a modified side plank again. Big breath in. Big breath out. Keep lifting up your hips. Inhale. Exhale, lower your right arm down. Okay, pick up your right heel. Inhale and lift up your left leg back behind you. Three-legged dog. Exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Both feet down, both palms down. Take a breath in. Feel your hips lift up and behind you. Exhale to release. And inhale and shoot yourself forward into a plank. Start by lifting up your heels. Roll your spine forward. Feel that energy stack again as you breathe out. Inhale, pike up your hips again. And push into your hands. Exhale and lower your heels down. Come to your downward facing dog. Again, inhale, heels high. Roll your spine forward. Feel the upper back find length, and then find your chin off your chest once you land in your plank. Hips in alignment with your shoulders. Last one. Inhale, pike up your hips. Feel the belly button draw up first. Push into your hands. Exhale, lower your heels down and press your heart back. One more time. Inhale, back to your plank. Feel that stack. And exhale, lower your knees down and then come all the way down to your belly. Go slow, go slow, go slow. All right. We'll treat the shoulders now a little bit. Take your right arm out to the side, and you can go in a cactus shape with your elbows straight up from your shoulder, 90-degree bend if that feels okay. Look over to the left. Place your left hand down. Okay. Kick your left heel up towards the sky. Push down into the ground with your left hand so you can roll over onto your right side. Your left knee will point up towards the sky, or you can leave it dangling down. I like to bend the right knee and almost kickstand my leg up. You're looking for a stretch across the right side of your chest into your pec. If this one feels too intense for you, roll back to your belly and then straighten out your arm all the way. You could also play with lifting your arm at a diagonal, still getting into those lower fibers of your pec. You take your left arm back and around to get some internal rotation. Leave it dangling on your back. Stay for a few more breaths. Relax your head, your jaw. One more time. And if you have your kickstand in your feet, gently release that. Take your left hand out from behind your back if it's bound up. Roll over onto your belly and slide your right arm in towards your center. You can stay right here, just feeling the remnants of that stretch. We'll try it on the other side. Okay, left arm will go out to the side at 90 degrees, or you can play with that long arm, long elbow, just out directly at, it's not really 45 degrees, but it is at an angle like that shape. Okay, Look over to your right, so you're on your left cheek. Bend your right knee. Put your right hand down next to you to help push and roll you over. Try to scooch over so that you're all the way over on your left ribs as best as you can, just directly out to the side. Bend your right knee up. You can kickstand your left foot on the inside of your right thigh if you've got that hip mobility. And play with half binds for your right arm. Notice if you're feeling any tension in your back, maybe inch out just a bit so you can feel this more into your chest. When you do your planks, your chaturangas, your pecs are acting as muscles to stabilize and slow your weight down. So super important to pay attention to. Take one more. And then bring your right hand back over, right by your side and your face. Come all the way onto your belly again. And then bring yourself up so that you're on your elbows, on your forearms. And you can let yourself sink your chest in between your arms so your shoulders are actually close to your ears. Feel the difference from that to pushing down into the ground, feeling your elbows drag back towards your hips. And if you feel this in your low back, push down into your pubic bone, keep drawing your belly button up. Keep your feet hip width distance apart or wider to help find some more space into your sacrum, your SI joints. And take a breath. And breathe out, release yourself down a bit. We're gonna do one more shoulder stretch. Roll all the way over onto your left side. Okay, have your left arm directly out in front of you. If you need a block for a pillow, you can use that for your head. Okay. Bend your elbow 90 degrees, so it's directly out in front of you again. You can do whatever you like with your legs. And you can gently press with your right arm down on your right or your left forearm. So your palm's looking at the floor. You should feel this on the back side of your shoulder again. Nice big stretch. As if you're giving someone a sleeper hold. You let your breath smooth out for 2 more. You don't have to push hard. It's a really gentle one. Nice. Gently let that pressure go. You can let your forearm slide all the way down and roll back to your belly. Come all the way over onto your right side. Okay, I'll show you from this angle. So you're all the way over on your right shoulder, head resting down. Bend your elbow 90 degrees. And with your palm starting to look at the floor, keep your elbow at 90 degrees, like directly out from your shoulder, and just gently apply pressure downward. Again, it doesn't have to be a lot. Take 2 more. Final one. And start to lift your arm back up. Roll over onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back up through a tabletop. Walk your knees in so you can find a seat. Stick your legs out towards the top of your mat. Take one full breath in as you lift your heart up. When you breathe out, round into your spine. Slowly lower yourself until your head comes to the floor. Walk your heels in right behind your hips. Give yourself one more hug. Pick yourself up, chin in towards your chest, curl your toes under. Take a big breath in. And big breath out. Let your arms and your legs straighten. Start to shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you if you feel like your heart needs that little pick-me-up. But if you feel like you need to settle down into the earth, get more grounded, allow your shoulder blades to
Again, protract and feel this doming out through your upper back. Let your heart sink into the space. Let your breath go. Allow your pelvis to stay heavy. Soften the tension around your legs, around your arms and shoulders. Close your eyes. Just take one more breath. Big exhale. Stay here, writing your feelings out, writing your thoughts out. Just watching them wash up onto your shore and then retracting back into the ocean. Feel free to stay and rest. This time is a perfect opportunity to reflect, notice, and keep watching the thoughts. If you're ready to reawaken, fill up back into your lungs, just like you did before, into all those tiny spaces around your ribs. Watch those big rounds of breath bring life into your body again. Take a journey through whatever feels right for you. A full body stretch, just maybe tiny circles in your wrists and your ankles or your head. Then roll over onto one of your sides, knees curled up towards your shoulders. Think of one thing you're grateful for from today. And when you have your thing, gently pick yourself up into a seat. Sit yourself up really tall. Close your eyes. Gather your hands in together at your heart space. Take one more big sip of air in with me. And an open mouth exhale. Thank you for joining and riding the wave with me from my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you guys for coming, for showing up. Hey, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Good timing for this. My computer's about to die. Have a good night.